Hey guys, this is attempt number 2 to get this game started. Um, I'm playing with Joe Nap 38, Barbarossa 89, and Polka Dot, all exceptionally strong players. Um, take a look at this first pack. So we are playing with G6. So there'll be a couple cards that I'm not quite as familiar with. So Field Agent. Whenever you plow at least one field, pay 2 food to get a grain, or pay a vegetable to do a sow. That's kind of interesting. So whenever you plow, you can get crops. I see some other good ways of getting crops here, however, like peon, bargaining baker. Hey Gray, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well today. I like Cure quite a bit. I think though, would Oven Inspector count as a? No, it probably wouldn't. Oven Inspector, Bargaining Baker probably would not combo. This is a hard one. I mean, Village Druid. I could do like Champion Breeder and hope for a Village Druid back. I mean, Bargaining Baker is a strong card, especially if I got a card like Peon back. I think though, my favorite card in this pile is Hewer. I just think Hewer is so ridiculously strong. I shouldn't say it's ridiculously strong. It's just a very nice card. Like it gives you a lot. It lets you play for a lot. Like it gives you a lot of stuff to go for. Okay, so I'm regretting already not taking the village or not taking the champion breeder because we got pasteurization expert here, and that would be an excellent combo, especially if the village druid came back. I think though what I'm taking is fence deliveryman. I think this fence deliveryman is a bit stronger than pasteurization expert. Next up, should be doing this to get rid of my address bars. Cactus Farmer was kind of neat. I played it the other day. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah, and there's nothing else really that's all that good here. There's Undergardener, so there's combo with Seasonal Worker. There's Fresh Fence Worker, which kind of combos with Fence Deliveryman. I mean, Stonecutter makes my Hewer Stone even more efficient. I think though the pick is Cactus Farmer. Ooh, should I take Stonecutter? I think the pick is Cactus Farmer. I think having Hewer in hand makes Stonecutter a bit worse. Alright. I think this is a Harvest Help pick. Yeah, not stable hand with Cactus Farmer. Gem Hunter is really weak. Lemon Trader, I don't really have a good way of doing it. I could do Traveling Salesman. Traveling Salesman with Cactus Farmer is a combination. I think I'm taking Harvest Helper here because I've seen a lot of reasons to get early fields going, and Harvest Helper is an excellent card if you know someone else is going to play crops early. Yeah, I think I like that. Maybe Traveling Salesman was the right pick. That's a hard one. Traveling Salesman does combo with Cactus Farmer. You're right, Gray. Yeah, there is that combination there. I think though that to me this game screams someone's gonna round stage 2 sow grain or stage 1 sow grain, and if you know that that's gonna happen, Harvest Helper is awesome because Harvest Helper attacks that player and also gets you a nice amount of grain. Like if you can get one early grain from Harvest Helper and then get like two from it, in one from it round 13, one from it round 14, there's your 3 points for grain right there. It's like a 4-point thing, 4-point swing. Okay. Well, Field Agent came all the way around, which I'm kind of intrigued by. I think though I'm taking Village Druid, because passing Village Druid to the Champion Breeder or the Pasteurization Expert or someone who potentially has both, I think would just be like really, really bad. Oven Inspector with Harvest Helper is kind of a thing. Yeah, I think Village Druid is the pick here. Yeah, and I have a way to hold them relatively early. Okay, let's get these all resize my window. Okay, what do we have here? Unicycle Driver is super intriguing. With having Hewer in hand, makes Unicycle Driver might actually be playable. Because Unicycle Driver is one of those cards that we tried so hard to make it work when it came out originally, but then eventually we just kind of figured like this card is not worth it. It takes way too much work. I think a card like Hewer might have enabled Unicycle Driver again. Because if I could link, let's say I want to go on Major Minor a decent amount with Cactus Farmer, that's an option. The one food space, the occupation space with Village Druid. Yeah, I think this might actually be a Unicycle Driver game. If I could make like 2 roads in total, I think will be worth it. And then this pick, probably Fresh Fence Worker. I don't see myself playing either of the other 2 cards. I'm not going to run out of stone early, so. Alright. Well, should I attack myself and play Apiary? This is an interesting selection here. Apiary is quite strong. Quite strong. The only thing it really needs is it needs a way of getting crops relatively efficiently, which I don't really have yet. I think what I'm going to take is I'm going to take Treasure Map here. With Treasure Map, I have a pretty clear line where I want to make a road between Major Minor and some other useful space, like Major Minor Sheep, as Marskak's pointing out, or Major Minor 1 Clay, Major Minor Reed, something like that. If I can link that, go on there, plow a field, and then get something useful as well, and also build a stable. Like, so if I can make my Major Minor space, play a minor, get a stable, plow a field, that's just like an excellent space for me. So yeah, and Kitchen Cabinet, if it comes back, might be worth taking, but there are like really good cards in here, like Fruit Tree, Apiary, even Brazier I would like. Yeah, there's some interesting choices in that pile. Okay, whenever you bake bread, you can pay a food to plow a field. Plowman's lunch. Interesting. You need a lot of grain to make it work, but interesting. Schnapps distillery as well. So there's lots of ways to use lots of vegetables in this game. Um, Ooh, this is an interesting choice. Huh. Kindling plus treasure map is kind of a thing, although that you're building those fireplaces and cooking her so late, the odds that they're still available are pretty low. Stone card is a pretty good card. I'm thinking about trees for the citizens. Um, if I'm gonna play a lot of miners with a wood cost, trees for the citizens is more appealing. I think though I just take stone card here. Stone card is an excellent card. That plus Hewer should give me access to a ton of stone. And then I see 3 stone miners. So feeling vindication already. Whenever you take a grain or take a vegetable, you can do a baked bread. Twibble and Twivel gives you some food. Stonehouse Reconstruction lets you reno faster. I think the pick here is Twibble and Twivel. It gives you it gives you like 3 or 4 food at a really nice time, and I'm expecting to be able to get the stone fairly easily with my Hewer. Clockwork Man is an interesting option, but it doesn't combo with Village Druid, unfortunately. Pretty sure it doesn't combo with Village Druid. Because Village Druid or Clockwork Man is not an occupation when you're playing it; it's an occupation once it's in play. We got Wooden Path here, which is a wood for 2 points, which is nice. We've got Chocolate, which will let me play out all my occupations, which I probably want to do. This Executive Boar card I've found very interesting before. Being able to reno is, or being able to family growth, especially if you've like double built, for example. I think though, Watering Can is really good, but how do I not take Muddy Waters here? Like Muddy Waters is just fantastic for my game. A couple extra clay could be really relevant if I'm trying to make 1 or 2 extra major improvements with my stone that I'm anticipating to have. So I can take Kitchen Cabinet here. And if I take Kitchen Cabinet, then the Family Growth Miner space can also activate my Cactus Farmer. But I think this card is a little less relevant because of Treasure Map. Like, I want to play a lot of miners, and I think because of what I'm planning to do with Unicycle Driver, I think what I take here is Brazier. I've had some good success with this recently. Brazier plus Village Druid will be, and Fenced Liveryman. It'll be enough for me to eat 1 sheep for a little while. Gray says, "Are you sure? I guess my real life play group has been playing Clockwork Man wrong forever," says Gray. It's in the WM Pi compendium, and I think the idea, like, I don't even know if it's totally settled, but the way that I think we've interpreted Clockwork Man working is that when you're playing him as a minor improvement, but then once he's in play, then he counts as an occupation. So he counts for like anything that refers to your number of played occupations, for example, cost on the occupation space, or else something like educator, he counts towards like how many played occupations you have in front of you. But I think when you play him, I don't think he counts as a... I should look up the ruling quickly. Just so that I'm extra confident that I'm not... WM Pi Compendium, here it is. Clockwork Man. Playing this card gives you a bonus point for the tutor. Does not activate cards that trigger upon playing an occupation, such as patron, bookshelf, educator, etc. That's the only note on it. So yeah, doesn't. Pretty sure it doesn't work. This looks like a solid trees for the citizens pick here. I should have a lot of excess wood. or a reasonable amount of excess wood, so I should be able to afford building the joinery. Spit roast is kind of a thing with brazier, extra food, but I don't need it. Kindling, they just don't do enough of anything. Kindling is kind of interesting, but kindling's just like too slow. It's just such too slow of a card. I have other minor improvements that I want to play, rather than spending multiple turns getting a cooking hearth. Yeah, I mean it's ultimately like whatever works for your play, like whatever works for your play group is fine. What works for it, right? And I'm not gonna say like one is right or wrong. Like we obviously online we have our specific interpretation of the way we allow interactions and the way we interpret the text on the card. Clockwork Man came back, so most likely taking that, especially because it helps my treasure map. If I find that I don't have time to play, or I don't want to play all that many occupations early, I think I will want to, but you never know. Yeah, Joe's asking if watering can and reed nursery work together. Yeah, watering can could be worded nicer to allow more combinations, but unfortunately it doesn't. I actually could take Apple Garden here. This is a kind of game where if you think you're gonna ignore crops like the whole game, that a card like Apple Garden might be pretty playable. Dormer, like I don't have a way of getting vegetable early, so I won't actually do it myself. But yeah, Apple Garden is an option. I think the stone with Hewer, though, for a point is fine. Yeah. I think Clockwork Man's just like enough. It's the 1 point is worth enough more that I take it here. Alright, so I'm going first. Polka Dot plays Self-Employee. And Joe plays Rooster. There it is. So I get an extra food because of the Rooster. So the Rooster gives Joe Knapp the start, like it lets him be start player in round one, which is fine. So me with so me sitting here with Village Druid in hand, I probably want to go for a way to eat animals really quickly. So if that's brazier, that's one thing. But the village druid gets me sheep more often than once per harvest. So I think I'm gonna go for that first fireplace pretty aggressively. The only question is how aggressively do I want to go? I think this is okay. JP talking about the busy pregame and talking about how Dejef did a convict and cowboy mother. I'm saying R.I.P. because he doesn't play anymore. What am I doing here? Nothing to do, so I think I'm delaboring. I don't have a free miner to play. JP saying that some of the greatest old players are not active anymore. Legend, he names Legend and Def and Hunter, and yeah, Hunter, he won that France deck tournament that I hosted, and then disappeared. That was it. He didn't play anymore after that. It was kind of funny. He got into Hearthstone. I guess I played some Hearthstone when it came out. Too bad he doesn't play Agricola anymore. We've got a round 1 wooden path here from Polka Dot. So I'm going last, which is kind of sad. But it's not awful. Yeah, I actually have quite a few. Like, my Cactus Farmer doesn't need to be played too early. But if I could play it, like if I could take 2 clay here and then play Cactus Farmer and build the 2 clay fireplace. And then I would have the 2 clay fireplace before anybody else could have it. The problem with that is it's very unlikely that the occupation space will come back to me with the last action of the round. Just based on what else is available. Like Joe will take it. Polka Dot, I don't know if Polka Dot, but probably it'll go by. So taking the 2 clay here is like pretty marginal. So I think I just do play normal and take 2 reed. I also want to be open to being able to play Hewer in round 3, because round 3 is the earliest time that Hewer can start taking effect. So we've got Apple Picker here from Polka Dot. There was a lot of cards that comboed with going on the grain space, so I'll be interested to see which of those he has in particular. And there's Boot back from his his chore that his wife made him do. Bargaining Baker from Joe. Okay, so that means Champion Breeder is in Polka Dot's hand. Because I think Bargaining Baker was the second best card out of that pile. Peon and Fruit Tart you can double bake. Oh, interesting. I mean, he might just treat it as a 5, yeah, like with Apple Picker and a Peon and like a clay oven. He might just treat it as like a 5 food, 1 wood space, which is totally playable. I'm actually really happy seeing both the clay actions going in round 3, because I was not going to be able to play Hewer in round 3. So I take 2 clay, and I'm set up to be able to build that fireplace if round 3 is sheep. Show me sheep. And then Cactus Farmer can play. Come on, Polka Dot, what are you doing? Oh, looks like he didn't. He's checking Joe's farm. Okay, so Barbarossa probably builds. Actually, he might not. The 2 clay fireplace goes down in value quite a bit when round 4 is sheep. So I'm going to hope that Barbarossa does not first action do that. That would be pretty irritating. If I can play my Hewer here, that would make me happy. Hewer and then Fireplace would be my play. That's what I'm hoping to see. JP says round 3 Rent Keeper. Barbarossa Historian. Oh, this card is really cool. This card is really cool. Being able to play occupations out of turn. It's a really cool card. I play my Hewer here. And I get a sheep. Yeah, so Barbarossa might decide the 2 clay fireplace is not all that worthwhile. I'm hoping that's what he decides. So from where Major Minor is, I could link it with the 1 clay space, or the sheep space, or I could see what the round 6 card is. If the round 6 card is stone, linking it with the stone space might be a good option. And just have a ridiculous amount of stone and play a bunch of stone cards all game. So let's see what Barbarossa does here. Excellent. No fireplace. Good, good, good. That's what I was hoping for. I get a food and a stone from my Hewer. So now when I play occupations, it's like I have patron, where I get 1 food each time. That's good. I'm happy to be in this spot. What I kind of like about Fireplace plus Brazier is I can still eat a cattle efficiently once per harvest, or a boar. I just have to let them breed first, which normally you want to be letting your animals breed anyways, so it's a fine spot to be in. Polka Dot going for 4 clay. Oh, of course, with his apple picker. Yes, he definitely wants to be building a clay oven, I assume. Joe taking the 4 wood. I would be happy if 4 wood came to me, but I kind of doubt it will. If 4 wood comes to me, I'll play it. Otherwise, I play Fence Deliveryman here. Actually, I could play Twibble and Twivel here and get like just a silly amount of. I would Cactus Farmer Twibble and Twivel. Ooh. Oh, Historian. He played Stonecutter with Historian, of course. Okay, so I take 4 wood. I'm happy to take 4 wood here. So I'm hoping... yeah, Joe might not build a room here. If Joe doesn't build a room and I can get my Twibble and Twivel out, then I can get maximum value for it, and that would be pretty cool if I could make that work. So yeah, I'd do Cactus Farmer, Twibble and Twivel. So we'll see. Joe might start player here, or he might just build a room. Both are possible. But either way, occupation looks like it's coming back to me, so that's something. I guess I can play my unicycle driver as well. Unicycle driver, link the one. I guess the one clay spot is good for me because I want to be keeping it low with Hewer. I think Fence Deliveryman is still worth playing. And saving miners for treasure map is a consideration. Yep, that's true. But I think I have plenty, like Stone Cart, Muddy Waters, Trees for the Citizens, Clockwork Man. If I can get those 4 out, I'll be plenty happy. So yeah, I'm playing Fence Deliveryman here, right? I think I gotta get maximum value out of it. So I eat a sheep. So I net get 1 food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put my stables out. 7, 8, 9, 10. And feed 4. Alright, round 5 is stone. So I'm actually really liking the idea of occupation, unicycle driver linking major, minor, and clay. Yeah. I should take 3 wood here so that I'm in a position to be able to build a room. But my second action can definitely be some occupation. Maybe unicycle driver, maybe cactus farmer. Both would be fine. Actually, cactus farmer could play Muddy Waters. And Muddy Waters would be kind of interesting. To start get clay and food right away. But I think Twibble and Twivel is probably worth enough that it would be good to play. You know what though? Two rooms built already. Maybe Twibble and Twivel is just 1 point and 1 field later in the game at this point. Yeah, that might be all it is. I could play Stone Card as well, but Stone Card, like I can play it Stone Card in round 9 for 3 stone, and it's still worth doing because it's still a good conversion. I think I like the Muddy Waters play here. So I'm either doing Cactus Farmer plus Muddy Waters, or I'm doing Unicycle Driver. Those are like my 2 pretty good options, I think. So we've got Parquet Setter for Barbarossa, classic card that gives a wood every time you fill something on your board. Oh, Crystal Ball, I missed this. Missed him playing that. Okay, so I'm definitely doing occupation and getting net of food. The question is, which occupation? I think I like Cactus Farmer here because there's some play where I can get Village Druid is afterwards. So yeah, I can get the stable first and then play a so I could have 0 food, have a stable and a sheep on it, and have my sheep breed next harvest, and then I would play Occupation Muddy Water, or Major Improvement, or Minor Improvement Muddy Waters. And then I alternate food and clay. Yeah, I think that works. This is my Cactus Farmer. So then 1 more stable gets me breeding animals. in the second harvest, which is pretty exceptional. And I should get a food and a stone from my hewer, and I'll be pretty happy with the position that I'm in. Oh, someone took 3 clay. Joe took 3 clay. Oh, that's sad. And family growth doesn't come till round 7. Ooh, that's really good for Barbarossa. Really good for Barbarossa. Assuming he can slot in, which I think he probably will be able to. Here's Hill Cultivator. There's 4 reed available. 4 reed is pretty nice. I do need it for treasure map. And I don't think Reedstone Food will be that good of a space for me. So we've got Guild Hall for Joe. Nice card. Especially with Bargaining Baker, he has a lot of reasons to play a lot of major improvements now. As well as he gets resources from his Patroness back whenever he does that. So, what am I doing here? I think this is where I do my... no one else is prioritizing occupation, though. No, I think I'm going to do it. I think I play my Unicycle driver here to get net +1 food. I haven't seen Unicycle driver played in ages, but we're going to try to make it work. So I only need 1 more stable, and then I have enough for a breeding pair. I could link the major minor plus the sheep space. That's an option. I could link sheep and major minor. Yeah. Yeah, this hewer not looking so good right now. Gray says, could also Cactus Farmer treasure map, though I guess it stops you from building. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't want to do anything that'll stop myself from building, for sure. I also want to be aware that there's chances that I could get those sheep stolen from me. I want to make sure that I'm getting that big sheep grab, because that's a huge amount of food in a food tight game. I want to make sure that I'm having the most efficient food income. Barbarossa building the well. The only question is this on Reno or is this just normal well? It's just a normal well, okay. And so then I should be doing what? I should be building a room? There's no way for Barbarossa to get a 5th wood. And Joe is not, well, Joe's not really in a position to stable block me. So my round 7 could be start player into build a room. But that's relying on Polkadot not taking another wood here, which I think he probably would. So I think I should just play it safe and build a room here. And my hewer's a little sad because I hope to get another hewer proc off here, but I guess that's not happening. I'm going to build a road. Major, minor, and major, minor, and sheep. Joe plays Reed Nursery. need to start player here. So it's possible these sheep get stolen, but nobody else has a way to eat them, so I don't think it's that likely. Here I should be playing a minor improvement, so my minor improvement will be stone cart. I guess I've kind of screwed myself on resources, eh? Stone, 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 stone. I guess I can major minor build cooking. Oh, the thing is I need to build a minor improvement. Oh, man. Okay, I've screwed this up. Okay. Ooh, polka dot's got backdoor. Okay. This is actually good, I think. Yeah, okay, polka dot's playing backdoor plus fruit tart. That means there's no pressure on me to family growth next round. Well, there is a little bit, because Barbarossa can build a room, but he doesn't have to build a room this round. He can do anything else. So that means I could do something like read stone food, get a read in order to be able to play treasure map next round. It would also enable twibble and twivel. So I wouldn't breed this round, but I would get a sheep. I would eat a sheep, and that would be enough to feed here, and then I would feed going forward. I actually like that, I think. Barbarossa playing pottery, perfect. Alright, that works. That works just fine. So I'm taking reed stone food so that I can play treasure map next round. So this is not a great move because I'm not in that much of a desire. I'm not in that much of a hurry to do that, but I think this is fine. I can build another road. 2 food, H. And then I get a food and a stone from Hewer. And I can build a road. So I will build a road linking. What do I want to link? I don't need to link the treasure map space. I don't need to link anything crazy. Maybe 1 clay and reed. Yeah, I think that works. And then I remove, I'm left with 1 sheep, and then I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can jump to major minor at the end of the round. Good. So I have a ton of food. I'm going to start breeding my sheep, so fence deliveryman will be no problem whatsoever. Joe takes 4 stone with Guildhall, no surprise. So I will family growth and play treasure map. And then I jump to the major minor space, and when I jump to the major minor space I play Twibble and Twivel, I guess, assuming Barbarossa hasn't built anything, built his room yet. Oh, he built his room there. Well, there's a chance that Joe builds another. I think Twibble and Twivel is still playable. Yes, they probably looked at my Reedstone food move and said, that's a weird move, but then Treasure Map comes out, and that's why. So I have a ton of food already, so all my food is going to go towards fences and fields. So I just need to focus on doing a lot of stuff, like building a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'll play Twibble and Twibble, sure. Like Clockwork Man doesn't do anything for me here. So Twibble, Twibble. I guess I could play Cooking Hearth, but I think starting getting my treasure map going is worthwhile. I didn't talk about it in the draft, but I should have. That Brazier, Trees for the Citizens, Stone Cart plus Joinery, that's enough for a 3-point Trees for the Citizens. Sorry, Gray. Unicycle driver works with Hewer, right? Hewer specifies a person takes the clay, but a wording on unicycle driver leaves some ambiguity. Let's take a look at that. Hewer used a person to take clay from an action space, whereas unicycle driver says use one empty space. I'm gonna say they probably don't combo, but maybe they do. I was more thinking like I'll have the option. Like the problem with me needing to start player here is that, or me needing to family growth here, is that I don't have the option to take this 3 clay. I would really like for this 3 clay to be taken this round, because then my Hewer goes off at the end of round 9. The problem that I'm having with Hewer right now is it's asynchronous when the clay's been taken, because Joe especially has taken clay very aggressively. So that means that there's just been a lot of... oh, and then he's going to block my unicycle driver. That's annoying. And then play Oven Inspector. Okay. Oh no, Polka Dot's playing Oven Inspector. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, so my my unicycle's not doing anything. But at least I get a 6 wood action, so can't complain about that. No indeed. So okay, so I'm gonna build 4 fences with plow fence delivery men. Probably gonna end up being 8 fences. So how am I going to cover my farm? Because I've built 2 roads, so I can only fence 13 at the most. So I can fence 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I could fence 13 like the pile like this, and then get 3 from fence deliveryman here, and then 6. The problem with that is fence deliveryman is only going to give me 2 at most for that second field, or I have to wait a long time for it, which is not ideal. Grace says, I'm pretty sure they do combo, since driver doesn't mention using a person at all to take the second action. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll maybe ask about that when it comes up. So we have Polka Dot building another room here, and 3 stables. Wow, it's a lot of wood getting used right away. Joe taking the clay. Why couldn't he have waited? Why? Why did he have to do major minor? Oh well. My cabbage. 1 vegetable on the next 2 round spaces. Oh, I just got... That's an Avatar reference, isn't it? I just got that. Well, if they're going to pass me 5 wood, I will very happily take 5 wood. So I would like 3 reed, but I would also like to breed my sheep. So I think I will major minor, jump to the 1 sheep space. Major minor, play I could play Brazier here. Or I could play Twibble. I'll play Twibble and Twibble. Why not? There's like very little reason not to. The three reed would be nice, especially because I have way more wood than I need already. Like I have enough wood for fence 6 plus a room. I only need like 2 or 3 more for joinery. So. Man, Joe is really screwing my hewer. I'm glad I have a stone cart. I would be pretty stone hungry if I didn't have stone cart. I guess the problem with taking the reed here is what happens when someone takes 4 reed next round ahead of me. Like Barbarossa could take 4 reed ahead of me. And then, because he would like to build another room as well. So the question is, breed my sheep or get all the reed I need in one action. I think building rooms is so good for me that it's worthwhile doing this. Yeah, because Treasure Map really wants me to go on in the family growth queue even more. Alright, I think I've convinced myself. Well, I clicked end turn, so yeah, I definitely did. So feed 6. And then 2 food for 4 fences. More pond. Plow 1 field. In addition, you may sow that field. That looks pretty good. It's a nice action. Getting to do 2 full actions for the price of 1 partial action? Yeah, that's pretty excellent. Pretty excellent. Oh, I could harvest help now. I could start stealing grain. Yep. Yeah, so I should look at playing harvest helper in the next round. Fresh fence worker is probably not going to be worth playing because there's no way I'm going to get animal of my choice, and food, sheep, grain, I don't need any of those. So fresh fence worker is going to end up being a dead card, but the rest should be usable. Am I grabbing the boar here? Probably, because harvest helper gets me sheep back without using a full action, and actually my road gets me sheep back. So, oh, Barbarossa rebuilding the well right away. Oh, I missed that. I missed that he was going to do that. This is a fun combo. Crystal Ball giving him just that little bit extra value from the wishing fountain in the well. That's cool. Although people keep using my darn major improvement space. 3 boar. 3 boar look pretty good. Maybe Hura will go off this round. Haha, just kidding. Someone's going to take 4 clay. It's just the way this game has gone. I think Joe's probably going to take it so he can build another room, knowing him. But if I could get 2 reed, 2 clay next round, I'd be pretty happy with that. I mean, I don't really need more than 1 reed, but... Oh man, Joe built another room. Holy, there's a lot of room building going on. I mean, we're gonna keep doing it. I have wood to spare. Have a nice day, Gray. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I can get yeah. Hopefully I can get Unicycle Driver to trigger once. Yeah. Holy. This is why people don't play it. Because other people do crazy stuff. Now, to be fair, this is a really unusual game. Like, this game has been extremely weird. But, yeah. Yeah, this is an irritating game, for sure. Well, for wood, if my opponents are going to be greedy and build wood rooms, then I'm going to snap up all the wood for myself. And they're not going to be able to hold any animals. And that's just the way it's going to be. So I have two options here. I can harvest help, or what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to fence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll fence 7. That takes me down to 8 remaining. 5 for a room, 1 for brazier, 2 for a joinery. Trees of the Citizens is free. Perfect. Perfect. Polka Dot plays Plowman's Lunch. Oh, this is the card that lets you, whenever you bake, you can pay food to plow. Nice combo. Yeah, so he did set up that apple picker combo with clay oven. So he has a nice combo on the 1 grain space now. Good for him. Yeah, so my fence deliveryman is only going to end up being 2 wood, food for 2 wood. But I think that's okay. I have plenty of food. It looks like I'm in a good spot for food, so yeah, I think I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And of course, Joe took the 4 clay. Fence 7. Peon here for Polka Dot. So yeah, Polka Dot's got kind of a nice combo. So I'll definitely attack it with Harvest Helper. Happy to do that. Joe playing Reno plus Fireplace, getting him a occupation and getting him another resource from his patroness. Oh, I have 4 on the field. So only 9 total can be built right now. Yeah, he's right. I can't do that. So I have 4 on the board, so I have to do 2 fewer spaces. Build all 4 fences immediately. That means I just have to go like this. 2 fewer. Alright, that works. Let's grab the sheep. I think my... Ooh, this is a... Yeah, what are my actions here? I think my actions are sheep. I can't jump between clay and reed, so I'm gonna bank on this action not being taken, then maybe occupation and build room. Yeah. If someone takes 2 clay, I'll be pretty upset. So I think I can just leave it. So I have 4 minor improvements. All 4 of those are fields, and 3 of them should be stables as well. At least 2. If 2 of them are stables, that's good enough. So my next action will be occupation harvest helper, and I can start stealing grain from Polka Dot. I guess I don't have to play Harvest Helper here. Harvest Helper gets me grain. Yeah, I mean, grain is an action. No, it's worth playing. I think it's worth playing. Yeah, grain is an action. I'm going to have to do it anyways. Joe can grow, so I'm not growing ahead of Joe. So build a room, there's no pressure on the build a room space. Yeah. When do I play joinery is a question. I don't think anyone else is inundated with wood, so I don't think I'm in any rush to build the joinery. I'm the only player that has a lot of wood. Because they gave me 6 wood and 5 wood in 1 round. That's why. There have been other 6 wood grabs, but... So, okay, so when my fence delivery man comes in, I can afford to do 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom here. And that's the same number of points as doing 1, 2, 3, except it covers... Actually, is it the same number? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the same number of points, except that I get to build more fences this way. Yeah, there's not really a difference, I don't think, so that's fine. Hopefully I can fill... So I'll have 1 space for a room, and then if I can fill 6 spaces with fields, that will be good. But probably only 5. And 5 is good enough. I don't think Constable's out there, and if the Constable is out there, then it's unlikely someone else will play them because they're in a hard spot to actually make that work. So we've got the iron oven here from Joe. Okay. Iron oven plus bargaining baker, exceptional. You get to convert your grain ridiculously well. Oh, is he going to play? What's he going to do? Oh, traveling salesman, of course. It's letting him play iron oven and apiary. Okay. And he played field agent with that too. Yeah, you know what? Field agent would have been good. If I had known that I was going to have treasure map, I could have taken field agent myself, because treasure map gives me lots of opportunities to buy goods. But oh, you know what? Field agent, I read this wrong. 2 food to get a grain or a vegetable or sow. It's 2 food for any of the 3. I assume that you had to pay a vegetable to do a sow. Comment on this card. Anyways, my turn. Yeah, let's do it. Let's play my attack card. So I get -1 food plus a sheep. Yeah, the way field agent is written is really weird. It's badly worded. Okay. Joe building a cooking hearth, doing an upgrade. Wow, someday my unicycle driver will work. Oh, actually, no. Joe's doing it on Family Growth. Hey, unicycle driver might go off. It just might. Oh, man. What a game. What a game. Knight screwed up all my occupations. So, who predicted that with Cactus Farmer, I was going to have space to breed from my fence delivery men before I was going to have a second stable? Oh, fence dealers in the game. Oh, man. Oh, I want that card. Fence dealer plus unicycle driver is a good combo. I would have liked it instead of my other one. Build a room. So then I eat 3 food and a sheep. Or 4 food and a sheep, sorry. And I'm going to harvest help Polka Dot, because I think Polka Dot's in the best position. I think Barbarossa has a lot of points between his well, but his wood is pretty bad. And I can harvest help Polka in the future. Let's play my Twibble and Twibble here. I get a stable, and I eat a sheep to plow a field. Alright, good. Okay, so I definitely want to get on the 3 clay space. Yes. Oh, absolutely I want to get on the 3 clay space, because that'll get me my reed to reno to a stone house. Plus, it will give me enough 3 clay plus 1 clay plus 1 clay on the board is enough to reno and build play brazier. Good. Good. So that 3 clay is a high priority action for me. I made a mistake. I should have put my stable in a different spot. If my stable is outside of this pasture, I have room for 2 cattle in addition to all my other animals right now. I'll let Polka Dot get the 2 cattle. I just attacked him pretty hard, so don't mind giving it up. How much more stone do I need? I have 1 more coming in round 14, so to build the joinery plus Clockwork Man, I need 3 more stone in total. So what are the odds that Hewer pays off? Well, it's definitely not paying off this round, so it's not paying off in round 13. So that means I need another stone action. I'm gonna get another plow here from my Joe's building the joinery. What the? Oh man. What is this game? Okay. I mean, I guess he only needs 2 more wood in total. But, like, he's totally giving up on being able to hold animals. I guess these guys all have big major improvement scores. Like Stone Oven, Iron Oven, Joinery, okay, yeah. Well, Wishing Fountain, yeah, they've got a lot of points from there. But they're just totally abandoning, like, holding animals altogether. Which is strange to me. Do I take 2 cattle with this move? I think I probably do. Okay, well, I don't need a stone anymore. Don't need any stone at all. I could build Basket Maker's Workshop. I'm gonna get more reed than I need. 1 more reed by 2. I hope Barbarossa renos here. If he doesn't, do I need to think about renovating? Because there's only 4 reno actions left in the game. I have 2. The other players all have 1. Oh, there we go. Stonehouse Reconstruction. Okay, that's fine. That works. So he can reno to stone at any time. Good. Okay. Pay a food to get a field. So I want to set myself up. I want to start playing round 13 to get Plow Sow round 14. And I would be okay giving up 1 stable in order to gain that extra. So, hey, I get 3 reed from my... So second time Unicycle driver pays off. Hey. If I could get 2 stables here, that would be ideal. Because 2 stables would let me breed my sheep. But I'm probably only getting 1, because probably I do major, minor, 2 sheep here. For 1 stable and 1 field. Yeah, and the 2 sheep are going to get taken. Although I think the rest of the actions are probably pretty safe. I should first move Reno here. I think I have to. Play Clockwork Man, which gets me a stable. And then I also get to pay for a field. Okay, so I'm happy playing Basket Maker's Workshop or Renovating to Stone. Both are good. I would prefer Renovating to Stone because it's more points, but it's only 2-point difference, so I would gain more probably doing different actions. So I think it's fine. So Polka Dot does start player here. Start player is nothing. That's fine. I'm happy if they're under pressure to do that kind of action early. And I'll leave Basket Maker's Workshop available for myself. And at Barbarossa, I imagine, will wish for a read, probably. So Barbarossa will probably take the 2 sheep if I leave them. So should I be taking 2 sheep, or should I be playing major, minor? The 2 sheep are not really worth anything to me aside from food, but the major, minor, of course, is worth quite a bit. However, I'm going to get a major, minor if I reno in round 14. I'm not sure which way I should be going here. Let's take the sheep. You guys didn't fence early enough. You're just not going to be allowed to get any food whatsoever. Or any animals. I'm going to hoard all of the animals. Then my last 2 moves, maybe take a vegetable and sow. Looks fine. I think Barbarossa's hurting the most because of small house plus unused fields. But Joe hasn't even fenced yet. Who should I go after? Oh, Grain Cellar just got played. Grain Cellar is ridiculously good. Oh, Joe building 3 clay fireplace. I assume that's going to be on major, minor. It has to be. There's nowhere else for him to buy it right now. Yeah, vegetable and then sow for me. Although the sow action is worth a lot more next round. I should not discount that. I get an extra point if I sow first action next round. Because that'll be after another round of harvest helping. I guess Grain Cellar is worth quite a bit. Grain are worth a lot to Barbarossa. So taking away a grain is like taking away an animal. Grab a vegetable, sure. Guess there's nothing stopping me from sowing twice. But there's no way plow sow comes back to me. Plow sow and the 2 reno actions will be the first 3 moves of the next round. So I'm either getting plow or I'm getting sow. I'm not getting both. There's a chance I still get. There's a chance I could first action plow, later action sow. There's a chance that would work. Oh man, I'm not sure. Joe at least finally has all his occupations out, so hopefully he can stop taking all the things I want. I feed 8. Get a cattle, get a boar, and I harvest help someone. The question is who? I should eat a boar. I should brazier a boar for an extra 3 food. Yeah. Maybe I should eat another 2 boar and let my sheep breed. To make room for my sheep to breed. Yeah, I think I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the sheep go up 1. Yeah, I think that works. And then I feed 2 food for fence 4. There we go. Now I'm looking like that. Help Barbarossa. Okay, so I've got 1 food coming in, which puts me to 6. So if I can eat a vegetable or some raw grain, or just pick up some food myself, like pick up the 1 sheep maybe, although probably the sheep's getting taken. Yeah, Unicycle driver was really been a colossal failure, I have to say. Colossal failure. Yeah. Yeah, the thing about the way this has worked out, like, Polka Dot has to first action Reno fence, and normally, if Reno wasn't as contested, then Polka Dot would be able to take more wood, get a couple more points out of his fencing, but he's forced to do it kind of prematurely. So I don't think Polka Dot's winning this. Joe has to be careful because he wants fence and he also wants Reno. So Joe might have to choose between the 2. Although he does have Friendly Worker. Friendly Worker does protect him, for sure. So he can Friendly Worker to get fence and Reno. I mean, Barbaros has taken Plauso. There's no way he leaves Plauso available. Joe's going on Plow. Oh, that's too bad. I mean, it means I get Reno. It means I get Reno trees for the citizens, so. I'm not unhappy about that. That's a good action for me. Excellent action for me. Take, move, take, Reno. Stable, field, turn. So if So came back, I would be pretty happy about that. Otherwise, Plow. Aside from Plow, I don't have too many points left. Family growth even without room. I guess that's the best action that could come back to me. Family growth even without room for 3, maybe 2, and then Plow and So are both, looks like 2-point actions. And start putting my points out. Muddy Water is 1, Twibble and Twivel is 1, Trees for the Citizens is 2. I could take 5 stone, build a room, and family growth. That might be my highest point actions remaining. Yeah, I could do that. Family growth isn't worth anything more than 3 points to me. So Plow is here. So Plow is 2. What are the odds that So comes back? Pretty poor, right? Actually, you know what? Polka Dot likes the vegetable space, rather than the So space. You know what? If I Plow here and it's still an option to build a stone room. Oh no, it's not. As soon as I build the stone room, I can't. As soon as I Plow, I can't build the stone room anymore. This would be 2 actions for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 3 actions for 6. I think this is okay. I think plowing is fine. There is start player for 1 point available. I have to keep that in mind with the rooster. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a 1-point food action that I'm left with. So if I get So back, which I might, looking like I will actually. So it looks like Joe is using the friendly worker here. Going on Reno cooking hearth. Getting a grain from his bargaining baker. Yeah, the power of Joe's cards was really high. And he got that first room, which helped quite a bit. Or that first family growth. He did have to work for it though. Yeah, this has been a funny game. This has been like a really funny game. Oh, here, this is cool from Barbarossa. I should say something about. He's forgotten about Rooster, but that's okay. I don't need to say anything. Alright. That's a nice amount of points for me. 3-point action. So now I can take food in all likelihood with my last move. Because I need 3 more. Harvest helping someone gets me 1 point. No, it gets me 1 food. It's not worth points anymore. Gets me 1 food. One point is 1 point. I'm not getting better than 1 point anywhere else. Yeah. Help Joe. I get 1 point for the rooster. So I have whatever I score plus 5. $51. Woof! That's really strong. Yeah, Polka Dot was second ahead of Joe, it looks like. Wow. Wow, I was not expecting to win this game. Holy. With the way the family growth queue went, growing in round 12. Holy, this is an excellent win, I have to say, against 3 really strong opponents. What does Joe end with? Did he announce it already? Didn't see. 44. 44. Barbarossa had 45. I had 51. Polka had 47. GG. GG. Nice game. Yeah, first pick Ewer ended up being terrible in this game because of how aggressively Clay was taken. And I had a nearly useless unicycle driver. But I think the key here was my feeding was way better than my opponent's. Getting the huge sheep grab, getting that first huge sheep grab, and being the only person who could hold animals for a long time, so I got lots of good animal grabs. Like if you look at my opponents, I have them all beat on animal score, and then we have equivalent houses. Like we all have 4, like we're all close on house except for Barbarossa. But Barbarossa makes up for that by having the rebuilt well and another well. Yeah, they're just super efficient. The treasure map made my game really efficient, which was good. And 4 stables. 4 points. Cactus Farmer. Nice card. Nice card. And I think the Harvest helping Polka Dot in this third to last harvest, I think that's actually really key. Like stealing 1 more grain from him, because otherwise that's another 2 or 3 points for him for sure. So yeah, and I ended up dividing up who I was helping, like 1 to each of them. so it's not like I attacked one person super hard. But yeah, my wood grabs. They let me get a 6 wood and then a 5 wood grab, and then they all proceeded to build lots of rooms. So yeah, my fencing was just like really good compared to everyone else's. So pretty cool game. I think if you compare like the powers of all of our hands, I mean my miners are good, but for occupations like stonecutter, grain seller, historian, patroness, bargaining baker, fence dealer maybe, but I like those better than like all of my cards, except for maybe Hewer, which ended up not doing much. But yeah, pretty good. Let's take a quick look at my draft, because I think this is a case where not drafting for power but drafting for synergy was key. 329, 633. We don't need the links. Yeah, so here I took Hewer, which is quite a bit worse than Bargaining Baker, actually, which I'm surprised to see. Drafted a full position later and lower power, so quite a bit weaker card. Over Champion Breeder and Hewer are a lot closer. They're very close, actually, but Bargaining Baker was the best card in this pile. Very interesting. And Fence Deliveryman, okay, obvious pick, 2.5. Cactus Farmer. So yeah, Cactus Farmer is being underrated. I think we can say that. Power, draft position 3.5, power 4.1. I think it's safe to say that Cactus Farmer is being underrated. Shark the Saiyan says, darn, did I just miss the stream? Yes, you did, but don't worry, this is going to go on YouTube, or you can, of course, watch the VOD on Twitch. I just won against Joe, Polkadot, and Barbarossa, so pretty happy with that. Then this pack was pretty awful. Best card here was Lemon Trader. I took Harvest Helper. They're all pretty close, though. Village Druid, yeah, easy pick. Unicycle Driver, 0.8 power. Well, we've dragged that up a little bit. And then Fresh Fence Worker ended up being useless, but all the other cards were useless too. So here, I took Treasure Map over Fruit Tree. So that's a pretty key pick here. Treasure Map looks to be quite a bit worse than Fruit Tree, but with my setup, the way I set it up, like Treasure Map just ended up being a total bomb. Park Cemetery 3.5, Trees for the Citizens 3.0, and I got I took Stone Card over Trees for the Citizens, which came back. So that says something about how this pack was drafted. Probably not that particularly well. Twibble and Twivel over Rooster. Yeah, Rooster's like pretty situational. I think Twibble and Twivel is a better card. Muddy Waters, easy pick, great card. Brazier, I think Brazier was a good pick, I have to say. Pat myself on the back a little bit. I think Brazier is underrated. I think getting a 2-clay fireplace and having Brazier is totally fine. Ray says, just got back, wasn't expecting you to win. Yeah, I have to say, I was not expecting to win either. But what ended up being really key, I was the only one who could hold animals for a really long time. Like, all the other players ended up doing like more room building and stuff. So I was just like, when Joe built the joinery, that pushed his animal holding back so far. Yeah. So I ended up getting a 2 cattle action with my second move in round 12. I think it was 2 cattle second move round 12, and I think that kind of sealed it for me. That nobody else got that really good action. Trees for the Citizens. Obviously, it's getting underrated. And Clockwork Man. Yeah, pretty happy with this this draft. I maybe got a little bit of help from Barbarossa. I wonder if he passed me some cards he shouldn't have. But this is definitely a case where I think I crafted a really nice game. And I guess I took a couple underrated cards as well. Pretty happy. Yeah, that's right. Champion Breeder, Polkadot just totally gave up on Champion Breeder. He built a 4th clay room and didn't fence until Did he fence round 12? But yeah, he did. He gave up on Champion Breeder. So Champion Breeder, Village Druid being in that opening pack. Yeah, that was maybe a line I could have gone for instead of the Hewer. Because the Hewer encouraged me to take Unicycle Driver, which Unicycle Driver only ended up being worth 2 partial actions. Like what? It gave me a Major Minor once. It gave me Read once. I think Unicycle Driver only gave me 2 extra actions. I don't remember. Okay, someone industrious. How many Unicycle Driver actions did I actually get this whole game? Was it only 2? Was it 2 Major Minor actions? Or 1 Major Minor action, 1 Read action, which I paid 2 stone for, and an occupation, and capped my fencing. It actually hurt me a pretty big amount. I wasn't able to breed 3 pairs of animals in the third last harvest. Yeah, it was a weird game. Anyways, good one to play. Thank you very much for watching. I will stream tomorrow or Tuesday. Yeah, I've got some time, so tomorrow or Tuesday I'll be back. That's going to be all for today. It doesn't look like another game just started. I don't feel like waiting around for another one. But yeah, look for me then. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.